The Canadian federal government has introduced a new first home savings account, and in this video we peel back some of the layers of this amazing new program and what you can expect when it comes out. Let's jump in. I'm Joe Macek, Portfolio Manager and Investment Advisor for IA Private Wealth, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Investing Made Simple, where you can always find the most trusted information on how to build your net worth fast. In the 2022 Canadian federal budget, the announcement was made that a new registered account designed to help you save for a down payment on your first home was introduced. The First Home Savings Account, or FHSA for short, is a brand new savings vehicle that I think is going to be pretty instrumental for new home buyers to try to get into a home. But as always, before I get too deep into the video, I'd like to go through my usual disclaimer. The long and the short of it is, before you make any decisions surrounding your money based on any video you see on YouTube, please take the time to consult with a fully licensed professional, or feel free to reach out to me on a one-on-one basis. The other thing I would so humbly ask would be to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as it really helps out my channel. And if you happen to like my content, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment in the comments section below, and darken that notification bell so that you can be notified when I upload such award-winning infotainment as dangerous market sayings you probably should not listen to, and do you loan or do you own? Why owning the banks versus loaning to them can be a lot better for you. That's right, award-winning infotainment. Okay, they aren't award-winning, but they are infotainment. And without further delay, let's get into this awesome account. In 2022, the Canadian federal government introduced a new program that will hopefully help Canadians save for their first down payment on a house. The FHSA, or First Home Savings Account, is a registered account targeted to be available in 2023 and hopefully bridge a gap in the current lack of housing affordability. Trying to buy a house for many in Canada has been a very tough thing to do over the last little while, and in fact the budget said the government is responding to rising housing prices and Canadians who feel locked out of the market. The national average home price reached a record $816,720 in February, up by more than 20% compared with a year earlier, according to the Canadian Real Estate Association. Now, without getting into a super long explanation as to why I think housing is getting more expensive, as I think this could be an entire video on its own, I will provide a few quick reasons here as to why I believe housing in Canada will continue to become more expensive, and why I think if you're going to try to buy a house, taking advantage of this program will be a must. There are obviously a number of factors as to why it's harder to buy a house these days, but one of them is the amount of money the Canadian government printed and helicoptered out during the pandemic. All of that so-called free money that was shipped out over the past 2 years to help support Canadians had a cost, and the long-term cost of this free money was in the devaluation of our Canadian dollars, which led to you needing more of those new dollarettes to buy items, one of those items being a hard asset like a house. The more the government prints money, the more expensive your hard asset prices get, such as real estate, and the harder it will be for those without a home to get into one. The second reason housing has gone up is population growth. I think most real estate agents would agree that when you have an increase in population in a particular area, the real estate prices almost always rise as a consequence of more and more people wanting to buy fewer and fewer homes on the market. One of the main contributors to our population growth is immigration, and Canada aims to welcome over 431,000 new permanent residents in 2022, 447,000 in 2023, and 451,000 in 2024. Canada has had a long and proud history of welcoming newcomers to our country, and with that target, Canada aims to welcome over 1.3 million over the next 3 years, and they will all be purchasing homes, renting, and looking for accommodation. Canada has had an increasing population growth over the past 20 years, and with that growth in population comes increased housing costs. costs, unless of course you dramatically increase housing supply by building more homes. And well, the building of homes has not happened. And this is our third reason as to why housing has gone up. Building new housing in Canada has been a challenge. To put it simply, not enough homes are being built to keep up with demand. Canadian Real Estate Association senior economist Sean Cathcart said about this housing shortage, an aggressive national push to build more homes is what will address the issue, but it will probably have to be a greater amount of building than anything we've ever undertaken. And Scotiabank senior economist Mr. Perot said that it will take years of accelerated building pace to close the housing deficit in Canada. If we don't fix this, if we don't right-size the number of homes in Canada or Ontario relative to population needs, things are never going to be more affordable. There is a clear deficit and issue when it comes to housing supply in Canada. And without more homes being built as demand grows, and if supply isn't there, it's just another reason why housing will likely continue to get more expensive. So as a recap, when your purchasing power is devalued, you increase your population and build fewer homes to house the increase in that population. Is it any wonder why housing is going through the roof? One more bonus reason as to why housing is likely going to be more expensive. In the past 2 decades, as boomers have been getting older, a giant wealth transfer has begun to assert itself. As boomers age, they are starting to transfer monies from their net worth into the net worth of their children and grandchildren. Parents are becoming increasingly worried that their children will not be able to afford a home, so they are helping their kids with the down payment they need. Surveys now show over 40% of new home purchases are helped being financed by parents, which is a record high and continues to increase. There are many contributing factors as to why housing costs continue to rise, but I think it's fairly safe to say that housing affordability could be the issue for the foreseeable future, which is why taking advantage of the FHSA will be key to many Canadians breaking into home ownership. The First Home Savings Account aims to help combat the barrier to entry when it comes to this home ownership, and it aims to be a hybrid between the TFSA and the RRSP. The tax-free savings account does not tax you when you pull your money out of the TFSA, but the contributions are not tax deductible like the RSP. You can use the RSP to purchase a first home with up to $35,000, the contributions on which are tax deductible, and you don't pay tax on the money when you use it to buy a home, but you have to pay the money back over 15 years. The FHSA aims to take the best of both plans and put them together for a big advantage. The FHSA allows you to contribute up to $8,000 per year for a lifetime contribution of $40,000. The contributions are tax deductible, growth within the plan are not taxable, and withdrawals for your first home are also not taxable, and you don't have to pay it back within 15 years. Win, 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 win. For those wondering about the first-time home buyers plan associated with the RSP, which allows home buyers to withdraw up to $35,000 from your RSP to buy your first home, that will still exist, but you can't do both for the same home. You have to use one or the other. Okay, so let's say that you already have money in your RSP and you don't want to pay the money back over 15 years. Well, you can transfer those funds specifically from an RSP to an FHSA subject to the $8,000 annual amount and $40,000 lifetime limits. I'm not really sure why they have that rule in there. It seems a little bit silly to me that you have to wait 5 years in order to fill up your FHSA, but maybe they change that rule over time. And let's say that you fund the $40,000 and you don't buy a home within 15 years. Well, you've got to close the account after that time frame. If you do have to close the account with money in there, you can actually transfer whatever's left into your RSP or your RIF, or you withdraw it and you can pay taxes on it if you want to do that. Any Canadian who is over the age of 18 and is a resident of Canada can have an FHSA as long as they haven't owned a home in the current year or in the previous 4 calendar years. years. Canadians would be limited to making non-taxable withdrawals for a single property in their lifetime. The government has also said it would be working with financial institutions such as mine to have the accounts available in 2023. I'm sure there will be many more details and other rules as this program is rolled out, but I wanted to get this video out to anyone thinking of saving to buy a home in the near future as we anticipate this for next year. Also, if there are any new rules that should be released at that time, I will be sure to make a supplemental video about anything you need to know next year when these accounts are actually in full swing. So that's it. That's the FHSA in a nutshell. In my opinion, here's how this account could be better. First off, you have to wait to be 18, which will prolong the time you need to grow your money to buy a home. Why not open up a savings plan similar to the RESP for parents that want to save for their child's home? I would like to see something where you could, as a parent, contribute to your child's home purchase in 20 years, get the full tax deduction, and maybe do, say, $2,000 per child per year, fully deductible to the parent with a 40-year time frame and the same $40,000 limit. The plan would only be allowed to be contributed by the parent or by the child, not two plans, and it has a better chance of growing over time. While I think the FHSA has some drawbacks and I would love to see something of that nature, I think this is a great start, and I can't wait to start opening up FHSA accounts for clients and their adult children. In closing, I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and once again, I want to thank you for joining me today here at Investing Made Simple, where you can find trusted information on how to build your net worth using all types of investments fast. Please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as it really helps out my channel. And if you like my content, you want to be kept in the loop with all of my latest videos, I'd be thrilled if you would just hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, and darken that notification bell. Until next time, this is Joe Macek for Investing Made Simple. See you soon.